Hello everyone, I'm back with another 8.5 by 11 layout. This one I'm scrapping of my dog Teddy. It's a nice summer day here, that was this summer, and I thought this was a really nice photo of him. He's just soaking up the sunshine here. And so I've got quite a bit on this layout. There's a couple of things I like to do with my albums. Normally my style, I guess, is more simple, and I like white space. But every so often in my albums, I like a much fuller layout, and I also like to do a layout once in a while with a really large photo on the layout. And so like a photo that takes more than half the page or so. So this one falls into the super full category. And so what I did is I used my cut emboss, and I embossed a whole bunch of white paper. But before I embossed it, I took some ink pads and just swiped the folder with the ink pad, and then embossed it. So then you get a colored embossing of whatever it's embossing. I'm using the camera folder with it, but it works with any embossing folder. It doesn't have to be these. You can just swipe it with ink. I used what ink did I use here? I know it's not a pigment ink, because those are really messy to clean up on your embossing folders. And I actually like the colors of my pigment inks more, but they're too messy to clean up. So I just went with, I think it was a bunch of Hero Arts shadow inks that I used on these, because they were softer. So I tried to do sort of a dark to light. They're different colors, but I tried to go from dark at the bottom to lighter at the top, and it just sort of makes a soft gradient as you go up. And as I'm trying to get these rip-torn embossed papers on them, I'm getting in the way a lot. I didn't realize that my crazy hair was constantly in the frame here. And I had to also switch to my ATG, which I don't really love because it's huge and bulky. I love the glue, but I don't like the dispenser. So that's why I'm always using that little tape runner. But I ran out of that adhesive, so I had to pull my my big ATG out. And I'm using, some of these are silhouette cuts. I put a lot of white on white because this layout was getting, like, it was getting busy with all that torn stuff and all the layers. I really like it, but I didn't want to add like a whole ton of color on top of it as well. So all of those little sort of tab guys like that's a little cloud. I cut that. That's just a silhouette cut. And I think I cut them 3 sizes of them. And then that little card, that little 4x4 card is October Afternoon's Daily Flash. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I used. I pulled out a couple of collections. I wasn't sure where I was going to go with it, so. And then that's just some wood veneer from my stash. I think that little flag is from a Freckled Fawn kit, I think. And that hello one is, I think it's one of the Teresa Collins ones. I'm not sure, because I take them and I put them all together in my little divided container. So I'm purely going by memory, so we'll see if, I don't know if I'm correct or not. That happy is white fun foam. I cut that out of a die. And what else am I doing here? Yeah, I'm just getting everything glued. I'm using my glue gun a lot, which then I have to deal with those, those stray strings. But the glue dries immediately because I use a low temp glue gun. There's another die. I didn't have enough white fun foam, so I just ran it through, and I knew I just wanted the top of it anyway. That snapshots is not going to make it because it makes it too bright up there, and it's kind of it's ruining my gradient that I made, so I pulled it off. And then I just tucked a few more wood cameras here and there. And that today, with the little hearts around it that I clipped, it's that's also a silhouette cut. And so I cut it like 3 times. You can see I had cut it out of the mat behind the photo when I was gluing it earlier. And so I knew you wouldn't see it there anyway, so instead of wasting the paper, I just put the today in the middle of those, because they were originally tab folders, and I cut the tabs off because it was all too much. There was too many things sticking out everywhere, and I wanted the clouds instead. So I put those today in the middle of the file folder before I cut them, and then just ran it through my silhouette to cut. And I'm just checking to make sure I glued everything, and then I'm just gonna glue the edges of these papers down because they're curling up quite a bit, and I just want to make sure that everything's going to sort of stay down. And this is where I'm going to have to deal with quite a few of those strings, because the glue gun, that's just sort of the nature of it. That's how it goes. And so you can take your heat gun and zap them, and then it just melts them off and they disappear, but I didn't take the time to do it here. And that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, guys.